Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Chris here, and just sitting here in the backyard. It's a super nice evening out. It's about 8:30 at night. You can see the tree behind me is starting to bloom out. We usually get the flowers like that for maybe a week, but a lot of cool little birds coming in and out, and yeah, so it's a nice night. So I thought I would come out here and enjoy some whiskey with you guys. And yeah, Zoe's out here somewhere. I think he's probably under the table. Yeah, our little Shih Tzu. He's my little buddy. But anyway, today we are looking at a new whiskey that I brought in a little while ago, not too long ago. But you can see here. I don't know if you can see the bottle. It's about half full. It's been really good. This bottle here has come right out of the same country my family comes from, and which is Denmark. And this is the Stauning Smoke. A really nice whiskey. It was created obviously in Denmark, but there was like 9 guys who got together, all kind of from different backgrounds. There's like a doctor, about 4 engineers, like a butcher, a helicopter pilot, yeah, just a bunch of different variety of guys, and they wanted to start making their own whiskey. And the bank said, well, you should probably, maybe do a bakery instead. Whiskey's not very good. And they were one of the first ones here to start something like this from quite a while. So this one here says batch 3 of 2021. It's 47%. But yeah, so these guys got together, and they're right on the coast of Denmark, on Jutland or something. I think that's what it is, in Jutland, which is right on the west side of Denmark, I believe is where it is. And so you got all the sea air coming in, and they really kind of wanted to use the terroir to create this whiskey. So they started. They brought in barley from a neighboring farm, but then they got the peat from their own place. So there was like an open air museum or something like that, and so they got the peat from there, and then they've got all these other botanicals and heather and stuff like that, and then they smoke it, but it's not fired. It's just kind of smoke that they kind of put up. They're not really heating it, the barley. They're just smoking the barley with all the ingredients that they get on the grounds. And this is absolutely incredible. Like the artwork on here is really cool. I'll put a picture up on the video so you can kind of see it a little easier. But it's a really cool thing that these guys have put out. Super interesting. It's I believe it's double distilled, and then they use a small flame to kind of heat the malt, and then it is aged in first fill and bourbon, and first fill wine, and then a bunch of spirit casks. So from what I understand, they use first fill bourbon, and then they have a Madeira cask, and then they have a rum cask, and then they've got an American white oak cask. So it's 4 different casks that they use in this particular whiskey here. When I opened it up, it was really good, but it hadn't had a chance to open up. So it was really nice. My little brother Todd and I, we were he's out in close to Toronto, so we kind of did like a sampling kind of online, and having some drinks together over the internet. And so I thought, well, I'm going to open this up and show it to Toddy and kind of tell him about it and everything like that. And it was really nice. I didn't get a whole heck of a lot of smoke out of it when I first opened it up, but then my buddy Dan was over. We got into this. I wanted to show it to him, and boy, did it ever open up! It is a completely different whiskey. It is absolutely incredible. Lots of notes of like this heather and honey, some smoke, a lot of cereal notes and biscuits and stuff. So let's try this out here again. I didn't try it with water, so I brought my little water container out. I got this at one of our whiskey club meetings for our Lagavulin from Truth Malters, and it's a little water dropper. This is really cool. I've never had one before, and I always thought it would be neat to have it. So, and I haven't tried this with water yet either. So I thought, well, why not try this with water tonight? And oh my God, does it ever smell good? Yeah, so this is a really interesting whiskey for sure. It says made with local barley, smoked over a exquisite blend of locally sourced heather and peat, gentle and pleasant smoke from the heartland, and an essence of Denmark's west coast. A true terroir whiskey. I don't know. It's really good. I really like it, and I got it from Craft Cellars, which is in Calgary, Alberta, and they had a really good discount on. So I grabbed a bottle of it, and I like smoky whiskeys, so I really love Islay whiskeys and stuff. And so the smoke was definitely intriguing to me, but the fact that it's a Danish whiskey, I'm very proud Canadian first and foremost, but also very proud of where my grandfather, the man I was named after, came from. He came from a little town, and I believe from what my dad told me, his last name I believe was Peterson, but when he moved to Canada, it was like Smith here in North America. So he changed his last name to the town he was from, which is called Hasland. So if anybody's from Denmark and a Christian Hasland or a Christian Peterson, or if you have any information on that, like I can go back in our family history in the Jensen side of the family to like 1529, I believe, which was really cool for Scandinavian, because we always changed our last name. Like up until about 120 years ago, I think we stopped doing that. Like my last name would be Christian Erland Raymondson, the son of Raymond, and my son would be Raymond Erland Christensen, the son of Christian. So they stopped doing that. That was just, they were like, we can't trace our lineage back, so we're just gonna whatever your last name was at the time, that's good enough. So our last time it was changed, it was Jens Erland Peterson. So that's how we get Jensen. It's, in Europe they pronounce it Jensen, but in North America it's Jensen. So that was the last time our last name was changed. But if anybody over in Denmark or anywhere around the world is watching this and have any information on Hasland, Christian Hasland, or any of the Hasland family, or anything like that, please contact me and let me know. I'd be really interested in talking to you, because we could be related, right? So yeah, I've let this open up here a little bit now. It has opened up quite a bit in the bottle, but it's nice to kind of let it breathe. But you can see that it's non-chill filtered, not colored or anything like that, at 47%. So it's a really nice goldy color. Legs are really good to it. I'm not sure if you can see the legs from here, but they're quite slow to drop down. So yeah. So you get lots of on the aroma right away. You could smell the the smoke, but it's not really overpowering. I would say the ppm on it is probably 18-17%, parts per million. So it's not really heavily smoked by any stretch of the imagination, but you get a lot of those botanicals, that heather notes, a little bit of dried fruit, certainly a lot of florally type of notes, a bit of earth, a little bit of vanilla. And it's kind of a sweet honey smell to it as well. Yeah, it's got a quite complex aroma to it as you kind of work your way through it. But let's try it on the palate here and see what it's like. That is, oh wow, wow, that's incredible. Right away, as soon as you taste it, that's when you get that smoke. But it's not like an Islay smoke or even a Highland or a Speyside peated smoke. It's a very coastal smoke with with the flowers and stuff that they've smoked to it. Some honey definitely in there, a little bit of spice, some cinnamon, but it's definitely not like those medicinal ones that you would get, say, from a Laphroaig or a lag. You have that Highland peat in a lag from the Isle of Arran. This is just a really nice. It's a little sweet. Definitely, you got the smoke. You got some spice to it. You got some honey. You got some of those botanicals, but not like gin botanicals, but more of the fruity kind of floral kind of notes to it. It's hard to explain, but this is really, really nice. Mm. And you can sit here and sip this all day. Just gonna add a little tiny bit of water just to see what it's like. I've never added water to it before. Man, that's good. That spices on the back, underneath your tongue. It's just really mouth-watering and mouth-coating. Like, it is really nice. The reason why I haven't added any water is because I really, 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 really liked it neat. So I really kind of didn't want to spoil it with water, but for science, we're going to try it here for the first time, just to let you guys know what it's like. So with a little bit of water, and you can see it wasn't a whole heck of a lot, maybe 5 drops. Some of that smoke now is kind of coming out. The botanically fruitiness is it's still there, but it's kind of in the back end now. The smoke is starting to come out a bit more, which I really, really like. You still have the honey notes to it, and a little bit of cinnamon, and you still get a little bit of those floral notes to it, but not quite as prevalent as it was before you added water. That is nice. It's with well, that is really nice. With the addition of water, it becomes really kind of thick and creamy. The smoke is there. It's right with the creaminess, and more of that like white, melted white chocolate, um, and you get a little bit of smoke, not as much as it was when it was neat, and you get more of those heather honey notes as well with it, with that thick creaminess. It's actually quite nice. I prefer it, neat and with water. They're both really good. I don't think you can go wrong with it. This bottle itself is really, really cool. You can see the pot still on it here, and the lion arm, and the barrels and everything like that. And it's just such a cool, um, just a cool looking bottle. But yeah, so these guys, they started this thing, and they started um, malting. Like they bought an old farm, and they started working in the farm, and they would malt their barley on the, like in a butcher shop, and then they would smoke it kind of from there. Their own big building now, and it's got really sharp lines to it, and a lot of glass and everything, and it's really kind of an architectural show to Danish architecture and what they can do. But inside, they and on the grounds, they still have the old farm there, and everything like that, so it kind of still shows their roots in the farming of Denmark. But what was his name now? It was Jim Murray. He came and he tried it when the guys were kind of introducing it to the world in when was that? It was I forget the year. Anyway, Jim Murray shows up and he tastes it, and he's like, "This could be the best smoked whiskey on the planet." So it really kind of gave these guys a boost of encouragement, and then they started really kind of ramping into it, and now they make about 80,000 liters a year. Before it was like 400 barrel liters of it, so about 800. Now they're up to 80,000, but it's still it's a small batch, and it's just still really hard to get your hands on it. And this is, like I said, this is batch number 3 from 2011, and this is the smoked one. I know they've got different variations and different flavors of it, but I'm really happy I got the smoke, and that's the one that's for sale right now at Craft Cellars. If you want to check it out, definitely check it out. Might have to get another bottle of this because I'm about halfway done it, and I'm thinking about possibly bringing, I got 2 bottles, and I'm thinking about maybe bringing one up to Reed Lake with me, with my dad, my brothers, so I might do that. But if this is such a hard bottle to find, and it's not cheap either, we'll see. But you don't want to chintz out and it says friends on it, on a father-son fishing trip, our yearly fishing trip. So anyway, that is that. This is just a really great whiskey. I could sit here and just sip this all night long, but probably won't be too coherent if I keep doing that. So hope you like that. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you're interested in something like this, let me know. Leave comments in the description below. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to take a 2-ounce dram sample out of this, and kind of like what we do with our cigars. I will fill up a little box of 2-ounce drams of all these different whiskeys that we're trying, and once that box is full, I will draw a name to one of my subscribers and send that out to you. So I think we can probably get about 10 bottles in a box. We're pretty close to the first box that we're going to be giving away, so once I get them kind of wrapped up, because I'll be bubble wrapping them and making sure they don't leak or break or tinkle around, so customs doesn't find it on you guys either if one of my winners is in the US or overseas. So I think we'll probably fit probably 10 bottles, so that's 20 ounces of booze that you guys are going to get, and it's all cool stuff like this. So so yeah, so for a chance to win this and anything else that I'm giving away, just all you got to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, and if you want, leave a comment in the description below. I'd really appreciate that. I read them all, and I respond to everything. So appreciate everything, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Share this with anybody that you think that may have some interest in this, and we'll talk to you real soon. Cheers.